Dating for the Mature Woman, a handbook. The thing is, you have to wear the right face. Never mind clothes. Most never even notice what you're wearing, though many would be traumatized by the knitting pattern that my body has become. You have to appear interested, you see, and the key to this is eyebrows. The quizzical high arch accompanied by really, or when eyebrow fatigue has set in for good, you can lower them to a deep frown of concentration and say, yes, I see what you mean. Oh, and there's always the compassionate eyebrows, which is a mix of a frown and a oh face. And don't forget the pouty mouth, with or without lipstick. I prefer with. And then there's the one who apologizes all the time until they realize that one of you should be getting the drinks in. And there's the conundrum, drinks. If you ask for a large glass, you are immediately labeled a heavy drinker. If you ask for a small one, you've finished it in 2 swallows, for he stopped talking long enough to take a sip of his own. So, this is a tried and tested test that I have carried out over long years of dating. 1 sip every 3.4 minutes is what it takes to keep level with him, unless he's a gulper. I'm very wary of gulpers. And then it's a trot to the gents to give the prostate some relief. And while he's gone, I look around at the lookers. I've got blind date written all over my forehead. And then he's back for the so tell me about you scenario. I tell him I'm an actress, and then it's his turn. 2 kids and a dog, and lives in Wales. His wife has gone, no clue as to where, and he's replacing the gap in his life as you might replace a cold with a course of tablets. And then there was the only lunch date, which was exactly that, and only once. The projected image in my head was of a well-dressed, beautifully dressed man, mature man, with a warm smile, showing exceptionally good teeth. What showed up was on the phone. I waited. I looked around at the lunchtime picnickers on benches. I counted the benches, but he was still on the phone. I waved as Celia Johnson does when she spent that lovely day in the country with Trevor Howard. Eventually, he put his phone away and said, "So, you're an actress then?" "Yes, I am," I told him, "but it doesn't pay," I said, in case he said what everybody else always says. But he was still looking at his phone. Eventually, we moved away from the picnickers and the sunshine, and we sat ourselves down in a beautiful restaurant. Snowy white tablecloth, silver cutlery, crested china. We didn't get Arts Council funding for this, so you have to imagine props. He hates everyone and everything, except his daughters, who phone him constantly. I gaze at the decor and pretend I've got nothing to lose. And their conversation continues with assurances that he does love them, of course he does. And yes, he will help them out with a new car, new holiday, new pair of shoes. Eventually, He tears himself away from his phone and puts it away. And for something to say, so you're a writer? I open my mouth to say a little bit more accurately what it is I do, and he says, yes, I used to be a writer, you know. Nearly got published once, he tells me. And then he's asking me, what do I write? Well, I say, a little coy, it must be said. I write plays, actually. I wrote this one. He stares at me blankly, at which point I rise and get ready to leave. He accompanies me to the tube, silent at last, and asks me, when can I see you again? I tell him what I think he needs to know, that listening is more important than talking, and at which point his phone rings again and he's back on home territory. Hello, darling, what's up? Oh, no, you haven't. Oh, dear, oh, dear. I watch him go, relieved to be without company, but perplexed at his inability to interact. And I wonder, not for the first time, if Trevor Howard will ever be available.